So, welcome everybody. I sound like that guy from the Wine About It.
Hello, everybody.
So today, first of all, we're doing a shoulder sequence, and of course it's going to work the core as well, because those things work together to make us strong and stand straight. But we have the wonderful Danielle Weiss with us. She is a yoga teacher, and she also is the founder of the Akron Yoga Project. So her website information stuff will be in the comment section, so you can find her too. She's going to be my lovely model for us. Today, you're going to need, if you have them, you're going to need a block and two washcloths or hand towels, something that's slippery. You can even use socks over your hands if that is all you have. Or you can skip that exercise, but that is not what I recommend. So don't look for the easy way out. We're going to begin with thread the needle. So just a quick discussion about the video itself. We're going to do 30-minute or 30-second steps, not 30 minutes. And do what you can and try to last for the 30 seconds. I am going to time it and be really religious if it's 30 seconds or not. So I'm not going to keep you guys here forever. But I want to make sure that you're getting something out of this. And we're going to show different modifications, and you'll just do which one ever works best for you. So for thread the needle, we'll start in our tabletop. If you feel really uncomfortable or unsteady here, you can certainly come to your toes. You can also prop underneath the hands and the knees, or one or the other, whatever feels best for you. And we'll start with the left side. So we'll inhale that left arm up, and we'll just look up at the hand gently. And then on our exhale, we'll bring it through and underneath. And you can come down and rest the side of the head there. If you feel good here, you can keep the right arm bent. You can also extend it out straight to the top of the mat, or you can bring it into a bind. It's whatever feels best for you. But you want to really find a nice, comfortable place and stretch. And just to be clear, the left palm will be facing up towards the ceiling, and your arm should be coming at a 90-degree angle. So it's right in line with that shoulder there. Really trying to breathe into the back body and finding that place of release. So I know a lot of you have heard me say this before, but sometimes when we have tension in the body, the best thing to do is to work that area and work those muscles so that you're feeding that with fluid and with blood, and that's actually going to help you to relax and release. So if you're feeling extremely tight through the shoulders and the neck, this is actually a really great exercise to move through, not just thread the needle, but the sequence that we're going to do today, to kind of get those muscles firing and moving, and that'll help release some tension. So we'll take one more nice deep breath in here. Same for our exhale. If your right arm is not underneath the shoulder, you're going to inhale it up and then exhale, bring it down. And on your next breath in, you'll start to push through that right hand, send that left arm back up, looking up gently, and then exhale, bring it down there. Resituate your table if you need to. And on your next inhale, the right hand is going to come up, looking up gently at that hand. On your exhale, threading it through underneath. Finding a nice stretch. Realizing and remembering that each side is different. So one side you might want to go deeper into this pose than the other. So whatever feels best for you. Breathing here, releasing any tension that you might have in the neck and in the shoulders. We'll just take 2 more breaths here. Staying for that second exhale. If your left arm is in a bind or extended on the inhale, you'll bring it back up, and then exhale, bring it down under the shoulder. When you're ready, inhale, pushing up, sending the right hand up, looking up gently. Exhale, bring that hand down. Beautiful. So you can come back to kneeling, and the next one we're going to do is our block. We're going to do your block here. So you're going to bring it in between the palms like so. And Danielle's going to demonstrate this for us. So you want to make sure that you're squeezing that block firmly. Elbows are going to be a little bit relaxed, and we want to make sure that the shoulder blades, you can see how she's reaching forward here. We're actually going to bring those shoulder blades back slightly, so hugging those arms down. And then think of bringing the shoulder blades towards one another and down towards the tailbone there. You're going to continue to squeeze this block. And you can inhale, lifting the block slightly. We'll just be here for 30 seconds. Continuing to really squeeze that block. It looks super easy, but she's working really hard in the shoulders to help stabilize. So that's going to activate her core as well. And if you want to continue to raise it, you can. You just want to make sure that you can maintain the placement of the arms and keeping those arms nice and straight as you squeeze. Keep breathing here. We're almost done. Less than 5 seconds. Keep breathing and squeezing that block. Take one more nice deep breath in. On your exhale, release and take the block away. Nice. Nice, strong shoulders. So we're just going to come to down dog for about 30 seconds here. But like I said, this will all be 30-second groupings here. So we want to make sure that while we're here in our downward dog, that we're nice, strong shoulders, bringing those shoulder blades towards one another. The elbows are slightly soft. And be mindful of your low back here. So if we think of bringing the lowest part of our rib cage back slightly towards the spine, that's going to help protect our shoulders, protect our low back, and it'll give us a little bit more space in the hips. So keep breathing here. Nice breaths in and out through the nose. We'll take one more nice deep breath in. Staying there for our exhale. On our inhale, coming forward to our high plank. So you can always drop to the tops of your knees here if that feels best, so that you find a nice place of rest there. Otherwise, if it feels good, you're going to come to your regular plank, and we're just going to be here for 30 seconds. And you want to make sure that there's a couple things going on here. You're lengthening through the top of your head. You're reaching through those heels. You're not slumping down here in the pelvis. We want to keep this nice and steady and lifted. So you can think of bringing the belly button back or even bringing that rib cage back slightly. You can see that Danielle's arms are really strong and firm here. Her shoulders, she's not sinking down. She's not pushing too much up. She has the shoulder heads pulled back and towards one another. Breathing here, we're almost done. One more nice deep breath in. Exhale, lower and come to child's pose. So we're going to come to rest in child's pose between each one of these exercises to help stretch the shoulders, stretch the arms, and the wrists. I want you to be able to do what feels best for you and works best for you. If you start to feel lots of cramping or discomfort in your wrists, make sure that you're keeping a nice slight bend in your elbow and that you're also pressing primarily with your hand, the palm of your hand. You want to think of pressing near the bottom part of your thumb and the base of that index finger so that you can lift kind of in the palm slightly. We'll take one more nice deep breath in. So there for your exhale. Inhale, coming back up to our high plank. And this one we're going to do with one arm. So 15 seconds on each side. So find your high plank, get ready, and then inhale, bring that one arm up, rest it on the back. Keep breathing here, nice length. And you can see that Danielle is lengthening through both of her heels here. She's staying nice and flush to the floor. One more nice deep breath in. Exhale that hand down, and you can inhale the other one up. Keep breathing here. If this ever gets to be too much, you can always drop to the knees, or just come back to your regular high plank. We're almost here, 3 more seconds. And bring it down. And push back child's pose. Nice job. Couple nice deep breaths in and out. When you're ready, we're going to come back up to our high plank, and then we're going to come to the tops of our knees there. So we're coming to practice our chaturangas. Hands will be underneath the shoulders, about shoulder distance apart. Find a place that feels good for you. On our inhale, you're going to come up. On our exhale, we'll come down halfway, bringing those elbows back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. We're just doing 5 of these. Nice job. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down. 2 more here. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Last one, come up and push back child's pose. So as you guys are moving through this and you are swearing at me, I know a couple of you definitely will be. I appreciate the thoughts. Remember that Danielle's working hard too. I texted her earlier this week and was like, can you come do a video for me? It'll be about shoulders, and that was about it. So she didn't really know everything she was getting into. We'll take one more nice deep breath in here, and then we're going to come back up. This time we're going to move the hands together and make a triangle with the thumb and the index fingers touching. And we're gonna do 5 more of those chaturangas down. So if the elbows splay out a little bit, that's okay. So inhale here, exhale, come down. Nice, inhale up, and exhale down. Beautiful, inhale up, and exhale down. Nice, and 2 more. Beautiful. Last one here, and inhaling up and push back. I wish you guys could see the definition in her shoulders. This is like, if we could have an overhead, you can see all the musculature of the mid traps and the low traps working. And that's kind of where our shoulder instability comes from, is when we have tension and weakness in the middle traps and the lower traps. Our upper traps are the ones by our shoulders, and they often get super duper tight, and that causes them to be weak, but they also overwork. And then the stuff in the middle of our shoulder blades and just slightly lower doesn't work as much. So the more that we can strengthen those 2 parts of our trapezius muscles, the stronger you're going to be through your shoulders and your core. Take 2 more breaths here. And exhale. Third breath in, you'll come back up. We're going to do a chaturanga halfway down hold, just 2 breaths. You can do this on your knees, or you can do it in high plank. Take a breath in, exhale, lower, so those elbows back. Nice. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, lower. Push back the triceps. Nice. Wrists are okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those of you who are always struggling or trying to refine your chaturangas, the best way to practice that is on your hands and knees and coming to your halfway lifts and halfway lowers. That's going to help give you a lot more control to work. So what we do is we're going to do this one. This is the sliding one.
Let's have you do.
Okay. So we're just going to do plank with the towels here. So you're going to place your towels. If you wouldn't mind timing me for 30 seconds. You're going to place your towels at the top of your mat, and your hands are going to come to the towels there. And you can do this on your hands and knees, or you can do this in your high plank. And you're just going to be nice and steady. Maybe the hands come slightly wider, and we can go ahead and start. So inhale, slide out, and back in. And you're just going to do this for 30 seconds, moving at a nice, continuous pace. Try to keep the hips stable. You're going to see them rock more for me the longer that we do this. We want to try to keep them nice and facing the floor. And then you'll just push back and find your child's pose. And we're done with the towels. So the next one that we're going to come to is dolphin plank. So the elbows are going to be underneath the shoulders, and they'll be either width in line with the shoulders or maybe slightly wider. You can interlace the fingers and bring the palms together, or you can bring the forearms down and place the palms on the floor, so whatever feels best for you. You can drop to your knees here, it's however you feel. And we're just going to do rotations. So Danielle is only going to lift the arm out to the side. She's not going to rotate the whole body. So we'll just inhale, lift this arm up. Yep, and bring it back down. And then the other side. You're just going to do 3 on each side. Nice. Last one here on both sides. Beautiful. And then push back for your child's pose. So really make sure that when we're doing our dolphin plank and our dolphin, that you're really pressing the back part of the forearm and the elbow into the floor. That's not only going to help you to take pressure off the hands and the wrists, but it's also going to help keep that shoulder nice and stable. And you always want to be thinking of, through all these exercises, we're pulling the shoulder blades towards one another and down a little bit towards the tailbone, so that you have a nice strong foundation there. Take one more nice deep breath in. Staying there, and on your inhale, we're going to come back up, and we're actually going to set up for dolphin. So the forearms are going to be down on the ground again, elbows are going to be underneath the shoulders, and you can walk those feet in, push the hips up on the inhale, and we're going to be here for 30 seconds and just breathe. You can always come down and push back up if you need to. So one thing that I really want to show you here is the head placement. You can relax your head or you can keep the neck in that neutral place. It's whatever feels best for you. And if you look at Danielle's shoulders, they're nice and strong. She's pulling those the arms up into, the humerus up into the shoulder there, making that shoulder socket nice and strong. And then they're pulling together and towards the back. She's nice and strong through her lowest part of her core. So you can see like this nice, beautiful straight line here. Go ahead and come down. And push back for child's pose. Keep breathing in. We're going to come back up to our dolphin plank this time. And we're just going to keep the arms nice and stable. And for 30 seconds, you're just going to alternate lifting feet off the floor. They don't have to come up high. It's just wherever feels best for you. And you just alternate on your breath, moving through the plank there with that nice extension in the heels. And you can even come lower. Danielle's really strong, so she's able to lift her legs up pretty high. But even if you just lift an inch off the floor, that is enough to get the core working and strong. You're going to feel it in your shoulders. You're going to feel it in your core, especially the lower part of the core there. Stabilizing the pelvis. One more on each side, and then you're done. And then push back for child's pose. Beautiful job. I'm going to take one more nice deep breath in here. And exhale. We'll come back up. We're going to find our high plank. And for 30 seconds, we're going to hop the feet apart. So I'm going to give you the halfway point. If this gets to be too much, 15 seconds in, I'm going to say halfway. You can stop and push back and find your child's pose. And then I'll count you up for the next 15 seconds there. So whatever feels best for you. So you'll set up nice and strong for that high plank. Is it okay? Okay. And we're just going to hop the feet apart and together. And they don't even have to go that super far. You can even do littler hops. It's whatever feels best for you. But Danielle is not only using her shoulders here to stabilize, but she's using her entire core, including her glute system. She's activating her hamstrings. She's using her inner thighs as she's coming in and out. 15 seconds here. If you want to stop, you can push back to your child's pose. We're almost done. About 5 more seconds. And 3, and 2, and push back when you're done. Beautiful job. Wrist is okay? We'll take 2 more breaths here. We have about 3 more core shoulder/core exercises to do, and then we're going to stretch everything out. So when you're ready, we're going to come back up, and we're going to find forearm plank first, and then come into dolphin. So when you're ready, just take a couple breaths there, and then start to walk the feet and the hips come up. There we go. Now, we're going to do 30 seconds here, and she's going to alternate lifting her legs. It doesn't matter how high up the arms or the legs go. On your inhales, you lift. On your exhales, you lower. And again, you can relax the neck completely if you want to let the head hang, or you can keep a nice and neutral neck there. You will notice that Danielle's doing this with really great control, and that's what we want. The more control the legs are moving, the more she's working her core and her glute system. We have about 4 more seconds. And you're done. Push back for child's pose. Take 2 more breaths in here. Then you're going to come up to your head plank and move through your vinyasa. So you'll find up downward cobra, and then you'll come into your downward dog, just for a couple breaths. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready on your second exhale, you'll push back to child's pose again just for a couple breaths. Our next 2 are probably going to be the most challenging, so just hang in there. We're going to come up to our plank and we're going to roll to our side plank. And you're going to hold, let's just do 15 seconds on each side. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So the way this is going to work is she's going to come here on her inhale. She'll roll to the one side plank and we'll be here for 15 seconds. Then she's going to come back, come to chaturanga, push back up, and then do the other side for 15 seconds. About 5 more seconds. And back to center, chaturanga. Push down, come back up, and roll to the other side. Just 15 seconds here. Notice how her hips are staying nice and lifted. We don't want to sag there in the hips. About 5 more seconds. And you're good, back to center. Chaturanga, move through your vinyasa. Beautiful job. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice. 2 more breaths, and then you're going to second exhale, come down and find your child's pose. We have one last exercise before we stretch out. So we're going to show you the variations first, and then you can pick which one is best for you. We're going to come up first to our tabletop, and you can stay in tabletop, or you can come to a modified high plank where you have your knees dropped. We're going to do modified push-ups. So the elbows are going to come out to the side. You're going to inhale, exhale, lower. Your knee is going to come to the tricep as the elbows bend. And back up. Now you can certainly do this if you want to just demonstrate once with the high plank. A lot of you are going to not want to take this immediately. And then come back. There you go. And you can do whatever you want to do. We're just going to do 4 here on each side. Beautiful. Beautiful. 2 more. And last one here. Nice. Push back, find your child's pose, stretch those arms forward, and then maybe bring them back if that feels good for you. Just take a couple more breaths in. Staying there for your exhale. On your 3rd inhale, go ahead and come back up. And you're actually going to turn there. You're going to turn and face the computer. You're just going to sit on your mat. We're going to come to Sukhasana or Lotus, whatever feels best for you. And we're just going to do eagle arms. So we'll do the right first. And you want to make sure that you are pressing those palms together and you're thinking of keeping the triceps nice and parallel to the floor. Breathing here, getting a nice stretch. We did a lot of work here in the shoulders and in the chest. So this is a nice way to kind of stretch that out there. Keep breathing here. Does that feel good? Okay, good. If your palms don't touch, don't worry about it. You can still have that same action, even if the arms, you can see my shoulders are super tight. This is the best I can do here. I'm still lifting, I'm still pressing with the palms even though they're not touching one another. One more nice deep breath in. On your exhale, you'll release, and we'll switch to the other side. Shake it out there a little bit, and then come back to center. Beautiful. We have 2 more stretches after this, and then we are all done. So this is not just a graceful stretch here. We are pressing the palms and the shoulder blades are pulling towards one another. As those triceps lift, become parallel to the floor. You're going to get a better stretch the more you can lift through the fingertips and bring those elbows up. One more deep breath in, exhale, release. We're going to come into cow face pose arms. So here you can use a strap or you can use a blanket or a belt, whatever feels best for you. So the first arm will come up and extend. On her exhale, she'll put that palm back and bring it behind. Opposite hand will come up. If you start to feel any pinching in the front part of your shoulders in either arm, you're just going to start to bring those elbows away from each other more. The goal is to bring them nice and in line. If this arm is pressing your head forward, you want to back off. We want to keep that neck nice and neutral. And you keep breathing here, finding that nice stretch. Fingertips can touch, or you can just kind of float back there. It's whatever feels best for you. 3 more breaths, and then we will switch sides. On an inhale, you'll extend those arms up. Exhale there. Shake it out. Move to the second side. When you're ready, inhaling that left arm up. Beautiful. And you will notice a difference between the sides. As you can see, she's a little bit tighter on this shoulder. The elbow is coming forward. If she was to force it, she's going to force that head forward. It's going to give her some pressure on the neck, and that's not what we want. So you want to work with your body. Danielle's still able to get the full pose, even though she has some extra tension on that left side. But if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, and that's okay. You find your variation, you find where it feels good for you to feel that nice stretch. Take one more nice deep breath in. Stay there for your exhale. Inhale with arms up. Exhale, shake it out. Beautiful job. We're going to come to our stomachs, and we're coming to a variation of swastikasana. So the arms are going to come up in goal post, and they'll be facing down on the floor. So just bring the elbows up a little bit. There you go. And on Danielle's inhale, she's going to lift the left side of her body and roll towards me. So she's bringing the hips over first, and then she can rest the arm where it is. She can bring it up to the thighs, rest it there, rest it overhead, whatever feels best for her. You can bend the knees. You can place one foot behind with the bent knee, however you feel best. We're getting a stretch through the front part of our pec and shoulder here. If you feel a ton of discomfort, you can straighten that arm out. If you're getting any numbness or tingling in the hand, you're going to straighten that arm out. Keep breathing here. You doing okay? Mm-hmm. This is actually can be a really nice stretch depending on where you're at and how you feel. But after all the work that we did, it should be a nice way to stretch out there. We'll take 3 more breaths in. Stay for that third exhale. 4th breath, you're going to come back to center. And set up for the second side. So again, goal post, make sure that this is slightly more. There you go. And you can bring the hand a little bit towards your head. There you go. How's that feel? Breathing here. Again, doing what works best for you. Sometimes you'll have one side that's tighter than the other. You're not going to go as deep, and that's fine. You're still going to get a stretch. Each side, you'll do what is best for that side. Wow. Two more breaths in here, staying for that second exhale. 3rd breath, we're going to come back to center. Slowly start sliding the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to push back for a quick child's pose. And then you'll be done with your practice. So just breathe here, try to release and relax. Take a minute to say a little thank you to your body. Thank you to Danielle for being our model today. And investing in yourself. A lot of times we know how to make changes. We just don't always put the time and the effort in to do that. So when you have that ability to take a few minutes and breathe and work hard, you'll feel better the whole day, right? Thanks for joining us. Again, Danielle's information will be in the comment section of the video. If you have any questions, you can feel free there to comment to either one of us. If you want to ask her what it felt like in some of the poses, if you were feeling confused, feel free to comment there. And thanks for joining us. Have a good one.